here's a tree. It's another really cool thing. Like, we're gonna chop down this tree. Maybe one day. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages? It's RnTmErr back, finally, from a long hiatus. Looking a little different. This is obviously not Ark. After I was away for a while, the thought of getting back into the middle of a game that I hadn't played, not really knowing where I was, it was just quite daunting. I may go back to playing some Ark at some point. Yeah, Eco, check it out. Newish sort of game. I mean, it's been out for maybe a year or more, available as a purchase and download from the developer, but it just came out in early access in Steam. I've been watching it for a while, and I decided that since it was new in early access, I would go ahead and pull the trigger on it. Usually when I've been away for a little while, I'll jump into a game like Minecraft. It's just a really good go-to, you know, hey, I want to sit down and play some games for a little bit. But I decided to check out this Eco thing. We're going to go ahead and create a new game here. Let's see, what should our world be called? How about Neverland? Generate new. Go. Take a while, sure. So I have checked it out a little bit. I've kind of gotten in and played around with some of the mechanics. And I've watched a few of the other amazing content creators on YouTube. And so I have some idea of the game itself. I'm not real sure what we're going to be able to do. If you're not familiar with the game, there's apparently like you have 1 month to an end of world scenario kind of a thing. And I think that you're supposed to like advance your civilization to the point that you can deal with it. But there's also like a really crazy in-depth like skill tree crafting situation. So I'm not sure if a one-man player can actually complete the objective of thwarting disaster in time. But we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot. Even if we can't, we're gonna have some good times playing. The game is a bit grindy, definitely is. I don't mind that. We're gonna do what we can to edit the clips, and maybe we'll make some videos of the bigger, more exciting stuff, and potentially live stream some of the more tedious, you know, resource gathering and larger building type things. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be fun. So. Let's see, hopefully this is going to be finished here pretty soon. It's a beautiful game, it definitely is. I love the textures, the lighting. You can see just in that loading screen, the lighting there is amazing. Well, hello! Hi, oh look, that's a Snow White. Just got a little butterfly. Where'd you go, butterfly? There you are. Right here by the water. Look at that, that water's nice. And is this sand? This is not sand, this is like yellow dirt we're on for some reason. This is sand over here. You can see my cursor. I'm not sure you can. Let's go ahead and set up our character here. I would like to be more masculine, if that's a thing. Skin, we're gonna go like more olivey if we can figure out a way to do that. And we go like yellowish. There we go. Maybe somewhere like that? Sure, why not? Hair. Let's get baldy. No, we don't need to be a baldy. What's this guy? Yeah, that kind of, I guess that kind of looks like my hair. It's a bit on the dark reddish side. This doesn't do anything. What is it? Blonde? No. Oh, here we go. Wow. There we go, like that. Facial hair. Oh, what up, Grizzly Adams? Can I zoom in? Oh, yeah. Oh, I can zoom in. Not there. Family show. No, I don't like that. Short little beard, no beard, short little beard. Go with a short little beard. It's winter. It's cold. Oh, not here, obviously, but here at home it is. It's cold. It's definitely cold. Facial hair, eye color, burn. Can we do burn color? Maybe brown, dark brown. No, not yet. That's it. Magenta. I have magenta eyes. Those of you who don't know me. Brown. Not that it matters. You'll never see my eyes. Clothing. As you guys know my color scheme. You've seen me before. We're gonna go. Oh. Well, apparently that's me now. Not at all what I wanted to do. Okay. Well, whatever. I'll never be seen, so it doesn't really matter. Shoot. I thought I had this tutorial thing was gonna be off. Can I turn it off? No, I can restart it. Well, fine. We'll just go through the tutorial together. It'll be kind of like our first episode. So, use tab. Tab lets us get our mouse cursor back and interact with different things. These are our skills down here. We'll get into that later. And clicking will, just clicking on the screen will bring it back to where we can control stuffs. WASD to move, of course. Space to jump. And let's see. I don't know what the... Oh, there we go. So, tab, the meteor. That's our end of world event here. While this world lives on peacefully, its destruction orbits overhead. A meteor slowly spiraling closer. Together with your fellow citizens, me and the butterfly, you'll need to advance civilization to a level of technology capable of stopping it, using the ecosystem's resources. Find the meteor in the sky. You may need to wait until it orbits to this side of the world. World view. Open the map. Press the M key. Sure did. Find an icon on the map and mouse over it. Oh, I did. I found me. Oh, look, I'm on like a little island thing. Isn't that neat? We can make this bigger. Thank goodness. Open the side panel. It's already open. We can do things like this. Beans. Where are you, the beans? There you are. Over here. There are beans. Okay, good to know. Can I do none? I can't. Click, drop waypoint. Oh, okay, so we can set up waypoints on the map. See it auto-centered to me, and then I can see the marker in the world. Close this and move away a little bit. Here it is. I have found that it doesn't always work. Like I remember setting a waypoint when I was testing on my house, and then, oh, look here. Here's the meteor. So we can do... Oh, it already said that I had noticed it. Okay. I thought I was going to have to click on it. Impact in 30 days. Squirrel. What were we doing? This guy. So we can interact with this guy now. We click on it. Unfortunately, it brings the map up right away, which is kind of a pain. We close the map, and then we can change its color and remove it, because that's really what we want to do. Claim. Property. But I was saying I'd set a waypoint up for my home so I could find it when I was far away, and I noticed that sometimes it would show, like let's say this was my home, sometimes it would point to over here, and sometimes it would point to tell me my home was like 700 meters out in the middle of the ocean. So definitely a little buggy. We're still in a beta release, so excuse me, things like that are to be expected. Claim property. Open your backpack with B. Ah, property claim flags. Awesome. So I'm not real sure that these matter so much here in the doing this like single player thing. I'm guessing that these are more like if I put down property, like you can see when I do this, it's harder to see on this yellow dirt. You see how the area highlights yellow, and as I move into the different chunks, it highlights. If I plop those down, then it'll highlight yellow. It'll show me anywhere that's already been claimed, and it'll actually show up on the map as well. I am guessing, as I said, that is more for single player. Like if I claim a big old piece of property, I'm probably the only one that can build on it. Since I'm the only one here, I probably will do some claiming of the properties just because it's a thing. But for right now, we're just really not going to worry about it. Let's see. Look at the plot. We should claim right click and claim to none. fit your house. All right, well, we'll do that here in a little bit. Eat food. Mouse over your food, examine its nutrients. Ah, that's one of the really cool things about this game. Let me run over here and get some more of this corn. You know, a lot of survival games, it's just like, you know, oh, you're doing things, you're hungry, you need to eat, so you eat. It doesn't matter, just eat. This game is more about like sort of finding a balanced nutrition. What up, Buffalo? Excuse me again. So, like if you see over here, this is my hunger. Alright, so I'm at about half the calories that my little digital body can hold. And those calories right now are a very balanced diet made up of carbohydrates, protein, fat, and vitamins. Now, if I keep the more balanced I keep my diet, the faster rate at which I will earn skill points, and that is going to come in extremely handy later on in the game, even in the beginning for that matter. And it's not all that easy to do, because a lot of the things that you get early on, I have found anyway, you end up like super high in carbohydrates. And proteins and fats are a little more difficult to come by. You can find them early on, like in beans, but then you still end up with carbohydrates, and then you end up like deficient in vitamins, and it's difficult. I mean, it's not impossible, and it doesn't hurt you at all. You just don't really. I don't know. It's hard to keep a proper balance. You'll see that later on as we start doing some things here. I think I just saw a bunny. Oh, there's another bunny. This is a nice little area here for early on hunting. We got rabbits and turkeys. We're gonna grab up this food. Also, oh, and foxes. Oh my. One thing that I found out early on. For getting, like right now we can't hunt. We don't have the ability to hunt. Later on we will. But one thing that we can do for meat and protein and things, if we come out into the water and press control to dive down, clams and these little urchin things give us fish. It's not awesome fish, but it's fish. And you'll see that it is protein and fat. So that's going to be like our excellent source of fat early on in the game. And protein, for that matter, when we're living on corn and tomatoes mostly. So I'm going to take a look around the planet here and see if I can find... This is actually not a terrible place. See if I can find a nice place to build our little starter house. We're going to want lots of trees, because we're not going to be able to do anything much other than build with wood early on. This planet is highly devoid of tree life. I'd kind of like to be near the water, and stone and things nearby wouldn't be too bad. We get some surface deposits early on. Oh man, this would be nice right here, except getting to the trees is going to be a bit of a pain. I'll show you later what I'm talking about when I talk about grindy. Later on we can get some things that are going to help us out. Oh, look at this, a little river and a ravine. We got some stuff here. We're not gonna have sand nearby. That might be sand nearby. I say. Let's see. This area here, like, this is supposed to be like desert, I think. Not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, what about right here? This gives us 1, 2, 3 or 4 biomes super close by. Lots of stone, it looks like. Maybe that's coal? I think this might be the place. This might be the place right here that we're going to try to get to. So I'm going to head over to there. and we will go from there. We did it! We made it! We're here. This is cool too, man. Check this out. I just walked around a little bit, kind of looking at the area. This is so cool looking. Look at this. We got this river running through here. Look at it splashing up over here. This little waterfalls. Later on in the game, we're going to get into like some more advanced science and technology, and we'll get like water wheels and things like that. So I'm thinking that this is going to be a good place to have nearby for things like that. We've got the mountains over here with good resources available to us. Some nice flat area, tons of stone, some more area up there, and then we've got like desert resources over here. Wild turkeys, apparently, when we want to get a drinking on, you know what I'm saying? And there's another river on this side. So we've got a river running on both sides of our little area place here. Tons of stone. Got some gold. I'm sure there's probably iron and copper in the area as well. In fact, there's some iron and copper. So yeah, got elk over there. More wild turkeys. Got foxes. We should be really, really well set up in this area. Is that stone or coal? That's stone. So yeah, I think this is going to be the place. I gathered up a whole bunch of resources on the way over here. At one point, oh look, more mushrooms. At one point I was going through a wooded area, and I just kind of ran through and was spamming the crap out of the E button. And so I picked up all the mushrooms. I picked up a bunch of like huckleberries and beans and ferns and all the spores and seeds, so we're going to be in good shape there once we start farming things. This here is wheat, but we need a sickle or a scythe, I don't remember which, to harvest the wheat. These are, I think, cambers bulbs, some kind of edible bulb thing, but we need a shovel to harvest those, so we're going to have plenty of that type of food stuff in the area. But yeah, let's go ahead and what we should probably do, let's claim our property. So if we come back in here, so what I'm thinking is I'll be doing some terraforming here for sure, but we've got this nice flat area. What do I want to do? I was almost thinking about building up here and then making this all like farmland. Let's do that. We're gonna come up here to claim this area up by the other river. So up here, like so. Boom. I don't know. Really don't know. Again, it doesn't really matter, but they want us to do it, so we're gonna do it. Just come back a ways. That's it. That's ours. How many do we have of these? 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. It's ours. We made it. We did it. We have stuff. Sweet. Alright, so this is going to be our first little area. We'll build us a little tiny... Hey, wait. Why is it still claim property? What do I need to do? Right click on the deed. Oh, to set access rights. That's right. It's like when you're playing multiplayer, you can, once you've got the land, every time you have a thing, like you get a deed for it, and then you can come in here and say like, only I'm allowed to use it, or everyone's allowed to use it, or you know, me and my 2 friends are allowed to use it, but random people who don't come on, or who come onto the multiplayer instance are not allowed to use it, or whatever. So we're gonna make it yellow. I'll never be able to match that yellow, but there it is. Hey, what are we? Oh, tab. So basically your land management and your property management is all done through the deed. Unfortunately, then you get filled up with deeds, and inventory space is a bit of a premium. So now they want me to dig, mine, and chop down a tree, which I'm definitely going to need to do. Are they going to give me... Oh man, I have so much stuff already. We need to get into some storage as soon as possible. You gonna give me tools? You did! Sweet! Alright, digging, pickaxe, axe. Fantastic. So here's one of the things I love about this game. You know, in a lot of you know, the games that are all about mining resources and crafting things with them, we're gonna dig up some dirt. Oh, let me just throw it in my backpack until I've got 64 giant piles of dirt, right? Nope, I have dirt on a shovel. That's what I've got. I'm carrying dirt on a shovel. And if I want to get more dirt, I need to do something with this dirt. So we're going to put it here. Yeah! I just thought that was a really cool concept, the fact that, you know, you're displacing the resource. So if you're gonna pick it up, you need to do something with it. Go ahead and grab a couple of these here. I wonder what is just kind of even this out. Why I'm digging a dirt, why am I not finishing that achievement, or not achievement, but what is it? Select your wooden shovel. Oh, because I didn't select it. How about now? There we go. Because it ended up in my default slot, so it didn't trigger that for some reason. Oh, beets. Alright, we've done that. And what else? Mining? Okay, fine, if we have to. Just to say we did it, let's come over here, because we're going to need stone and stuff later on. I have stone. Now, you can carry certain stacks of some of this stuff, like I've got 4 stone on me, but I can't pick up anything else until I get rid of the stone. So, what I can do, let's just start a little stack right here. There we go. Boom. And chop down tree. Here's a tree. It's another really cool thing. Like, we're gonna chop down this tree. Maybe one day. And it like destroys the ground near it as it falls. I just think that's so cool. These things here are gonna give us pulp. Pulp will become a useful thing later on in the game, but for right now, it's maddening. It's inventory. It's inventory garbage is what it is. It's just, it fills up your inventory, and you can't do anything with it. And you get a ton of it, and it's maddening, just as maddening. But you have to. I mean, you don't have to. I could leave it laying around, but I don't want to be. You know, it's all about the ecosystem, man. It's all about, like, taking care of the planet. We don't just want to leave our garbage laying around. Same with that stump. Like, I burned up a bunch of calories, it damaged my axe. I didn't get anything for chopping down that stump. But I got it out of the way. Now a new tree can potentially grow there. Here's another cool thing. These guys right here, like, that's too big. I can't pick up a giant log. So, I don't know, piece of grass. But I can. Maybe I can chop it up into smaller, more manageable pieces. And now I can pick them up until I have 20. Okay, so we've got those. Put them over here with our little stone stockpile. Things do stack really nicely when you're setting them down like this. Like, it just sort of automatically makes these really nice little stacks of 4, which is pretty cool. Pick up the rest of this. That's too big. Chop it up. Got it. Boom. There we go. Alright. Now we need to process our raw logs, which means we need a workbench. Oh, beautiful. It automatically added a workbench. Now later on, some of these workbenches that we're going to have, some of them are allowed to be outside, which this one is, which is really good. So we want it to be outside at the moment. We don't have an inside to put it in at the moment. Now we need hand-hewn logs. Hewn logs? Yes, so we're going to need a ton of them. Let's just make 10 for now. We only have to make 1 to satisfy that guy, but we're going to need a ton of them. So now we'll pick up these. We can just come over to the workbench and right-click them into the workbench, and they go right on in. Still needs 5, it says. 5. And that's going to make our hewed logs. So some of the workbenches have to be indoors, and like they have to. It's crazy. It's just this game is so complicated once you get later on into it. Like they have to be indoors, and they take up X amount of square footage. So you have to have, even though like maybe it'll fit, you won't be able to use it unless you have X amount of available square footage. And then some of them have to be in a enclosed area that's made with tier 1 materials, which is wood. Some of them have to be in an area made with tier 2 or tier 3 materials. And you'll see as we play on the interesting little dynamics that they've added to the game to really make you kind of work for it, which is cool. Something else I did want to just mention briefly is that if you notice, like we talked about the hunger gauge, but there's no health gauge. Like there's nothing. I literally, when I walked over here, let's pull up the map again. See, here's where we are now. Oh, and you can see like when I put the property flags down, now it gives us that little yellow area because we changed it to yellow. And here's our workbench. Shows up on the mini-map. Super cool. We started over here, sort of. I think by the time I turned around, I was over here. I walked the ocean floor all the way through. Like, there's no drowning. There's no air. There's no bears that are gonna eat you. I can fall from any freaking height imaginable, and you just don't take damage. It doesn't matter. So like the only thing that's gonna hurt you is this meteor that's coming in a month to destroy the planet. So that's interesting. I don't know if they're planning on adding that type of thing in later on in the game, or if not, or if it's just gonna be just to really focus on the caloric intake. And because the thing with eating is once you get to a certain point where you haven't eaten, you stop being able to work. Like if you have no calories left, you have no energy left. You have no energy, you can't shovel. You can't chop down a tree. So really cool concept for a game. I'm really liking it. E to get into here. Alright, so now our hewn logs that we made are done. We can collect them up. Boom. Collected. We'll look into a little more of that stuff in a little while here. For now, we're going to set these down. Did it give me? It did give me the hammer, but that's alright. So, oh, it's all. Alright. So we've got that. Choose your rules, build a log house. Alright, so now it's going to take us into the skill tree a little bit, and it's got us building our first little hut. I'm just going to build something really small that's going to be able to house our future, couple of our future workbenches that we're going to need, and then we're going to have to expand it later on. So I'm sort of thinking maybe like right up against this little hill here. Do like a 7x7, and we're getting low on time here. So what I'm gonna do is just, well, I'll tell you here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna dig the floor down one layer, and you'll kind of understand why here in a minute. I need something to do with this dirt. 1, 2, 3. Maybe I should just pile it up for right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. there a hole there? No. So 7 by 7. So here's one of my corners. Oops, not there. There. Alright, we'll clean that up in a minute, and I'll get this all finished up. But just so that before we go, because we're running out of time, I want to show you. So if I pick these up now, as long as I have the hammer, you can see that I can build structure with them. So this is like a floor, and if you hold shift, see it near the hotbar, that there's that thing to shift that's turning yellow every time I hold the shift button. And then if I scroll my mouse wheel, these are the different things that I can make with the hewn logs. I can make the floor, or I can make like a wall, and those are the only things available to me at the moment, because those are the only skills that I get. I have to spend skill points in order to make anything else. So if we take these foundations and we can place them in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just like so. And then that will give us our floor. And then we'll put the walls up on the outside of that. And the only thing that I have found, since I can't build ceilings, I'm going to actually try, this time I'm going to just do the hewn logs. We're going to see if that works. But I may have to build foundations to cover the ceiling, because if it's not roofed, then it's not considered an enclosed area. But anyway, I'm going to do all that off camera and gather up a bunch of resources for the next time once we meet. But that's all the time we've got right for now, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for all of the amazing support on the ARK videos. All of your excellent comments and your wonderful comments. It was more than I ever could have hoped for or imagined. I don't think there's a way for me to show my guy. Really, like, I started doing this just because I thought it would be neat and fun, and I wanted to learn about kind of the video editing and things like that. And I know I don't have like a whole lot of followers and comments, probably not enough to be reacting this way, but to me it was just amazing the feedback that I got from you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So until next time, this is RnTmErr. I'm signing out.